Okay, three-star diamonds. I am so excited to be hosting this call today. I know you guys get a lot of me, but I'm super excited, like I said, to chat with you on the seasons of life. I think this is such an amazing topic because so many of our coaches, especially us, go through different seasons. We go through seasons, coaches go through seasons, we go through seasons with our relationships. And after doing this topic today, I think it will shine a lot of light on kind of how you're feeling or maybe what the next season will bring your way. So 5-star diamond coach Rhonda Layton did this call yesterday with our 5-star diamond group, and it just spoke to my soul. I think it's because we obviously are all going through different seasons, and some are good, some are bad, but it will help you to progress to the next one and really look forward to what is to come. So with that being said, I'm going to get right into it. She built this entire topic off of, entrepreneur and personal development guru Jim Rohn. And so she built this entire slideshow. And so kudos to her because I just think it's absolutely incredible. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let's make sure. Perfect. Let's make sure I have the right thing up. All right. Hold on one second. Do any of you know how to? This is in a different screen. Hold on one second. I know you guys are all Zoom experts. Let's do that. There we go. Okay. Now, woohoo! Okay. Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to, because she just shared this as a Google Doc, so I'm just going to share it as it is like this. So basically, seasons of life, patterns and transitions of life. And if you haven't been a coach for very long, or this is maybe your first year in doing this business, you will notice a trend where we're harvesting, a trend where it is absolutely crazy sauce, like January 1st, where you are the guru and the expert. But we have to harvest to get to that season. So I just want to go into depth about this. So first and foremost, change is inevitable. We got to embrace change. You are exactly where you are supposed to be right this very second. I know it's hard to kind of understand that. And for me, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I don't like where I'm at right now. But I know it's because I have to be here in order to grow. We grow the most in the biggest diversity, the biggest change, the biggest challenge. We grow the most. So you are exactly where you are supposed to be right this very second. All right. Transformation is a natural part of life. Harmony. We flow naturally and effortlessly. We understand circumstances are only temporary. Resistance. We sell ourselves short and we sell ourselves short and we also struggle. So all of this is a natural part of life. I just want you guys to know that. We all go through this. So now let's jump right into fall. So this is an exciting time because we're actually in fall. But fall is actually a season for survival, mistakes, and problems. I know when I look forward to fall, especially now being back in Utah, the leaves are changing. It's beautiful. But then I get a little bit of butterflies thinking snow and cold. But then the excitement comes with boots and everything else because I love fashion. So it's all, how you're thinking about it. But fall is truly a season for survival, mistakes, and problems. Thinking unrealistically and effectively and pessimistically. So naturally, if you're always an optimistic person, sometimes the pessimistic side comes out in this portion of life and this season of life. So we have different feelings: anger, anxiety, frustration, stress, disappointment, overwhelm. This is diagram. I love it because we love to be in our little comfort zone. We like to do what makes us feel comfortable, some stuff that's not out of the ordinary. What causes fall? Transition, ineffective decision making. So basically avoiding what the true problem is. Contracting comfort zones, so staying in that comfort zone, not digging out, I kind of want to refer this back to coaching, but it's not going for 100 no's. It's really just like, oh, nobody wants a challenge pack. I'm not going to hit Success Club. It's just, we're just avoiding what is truly possible in our comfort zone. And we blame from ineffective decision making. Okay, we're blaming ourselves for not making the best decisions. Also, thinking pessimistically, quitting is easier, right? Just like the 3 vitals, easy to do, so easy not to do. But quitting at this point is easier. Then we transition to winter. Winter is a season of reflection, hibernation, and planning. Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. I love that. Is such a great, great quote by Jim Rohn. If you have never heard that quote before, or I'm sure you've heard it, you just didn't know where it came from, but that is a quote by him. And honestly, now going into winter, let's go right into kind of what we feel. We feel guilt, fear, a sense of relief because we know spring is coming. Also grief, but also hope. So hope, once again, hope and relief, kind of because the next season is right up ahead. How do we transition to winter? Failure to devote time to personal development. Okay, so we're not devoting to ourselves. Uncontrollable circumstances, and then daily ineffective choices. So that would be not doing your power hour, not focusing on the 3 vitals. Really whatever it is that you've gotten a little laxative because you know January 1st is right around the corner and you're going to set every goal so huge so you know that there's light that you're going to get back to. But as of right now, you're comfortable. Okay? How do we handle winter? Sorry. Yeah, how do we handle winters? Mature people see it as an opportunity to grow. They get stronger, they get wiser, they get wiser. It's your greatest opportunity to teach and lead. It's just like you as coaches, if you ever have a little bit of a big bump or a huge speed bump within your business, and when I'm talking to coaches and we're reflecting, honestly, I ask, what did you learn from this? But more importantly is, what are you going to teach your coaches? Because anytime that you have an issue, I promise that is a teaching moment to then take to your coaches so they don't run into that. But keep in mind, your biggest opportunity to grow is during that moment. Like I said, great opportunity to teach and lead. You have to dig deep. That's what that whole little picture is right there. Okay. But what we're looking forward to. So like I said, all of this is getting ready for harvest. You know, you're harvesting everything to create a strong momentum. Set yourself up for success in 30, 60, 90 days. I know you guys hear me say that all the time, but what you do right now does that. So all your activities, everything that you're Zoom focusing on, don't think just because you're not seeing the reap of the reward that it's not going to come. Because I promise you, spring is right around the corner. Spring is a time for learning, opportunity, and dynamic thinking. You start expanding your horizons, right? It's that moment that this woman's jumping in the flowers. But it's that moment you don't have to wear a jacket. It's that moment where you're like, you're starting to feel warmth, right? The colors are beautiful. It's no longer gray and droopy out. And then spring, this is an opportunity to take advantage. And the reason why I say that, and I'll go actually more into that, but first and foremost, love, trust, joy, gratitude, appreciation. Those are all positive things, right? So love, trust, joy, gratitude, and appreciation. There's many ways that you can actually handle spring. Obviously, increase belief. You become a product of the product. So all these people, let me relate this back to Beachbody. All of these coaches and challengers that you started helping January 1st, typically by spring, they have results. They are a product of the product. They are now having a strong belief in what is possible and how they can share their story and how they can be relatable and how they can truly help others. Increase self-confidence. That's huge, right? It is amazing when you get a challenger and they need to lose 50 pounds and you stick with them and you hold their hand along the journey and you help them do a couple rounds of the 21-day fix to get where they need to be. And their self-confidence is through the roof and they are a walking billboard and you are on fire because you see that they are so excited and they're excited to share. Okay, so results, motivation, progress. You set solid goals at this point because you think big and you go even bigger. All right. So this is what's so exciting because just like I said, what you do right now sets you up for success in January. So you help all of these coaches or challengers get results. And then by spring, they are on fire. So you have to bleed. You have to pour love and support into them. Okay. And then we go into summer. Summer is a season for rewards, celebration, and fulfillment. You enjoy what you've created, right? And typically at this point, you're setting new goals because you see a bigger vision. You've had success. More importantly, you're just excited about what is happening. That's actually the first word, excitement, passion, euphoria, courage, and confidence. And she put this picture of a Beachbody of a transformation pic that she actually got off of Team Beachbody yesterday, I want to say. And can you imagine, I mean, this gal right here, look how incredible she looks. So that is exactly, she's reaping the reward because she stayed consistent all through those months and through every season where you feel like it's never going to end. You're not happy. You're stressed. You're more pessimistic. But now, holy moly, I'm sure she is so optimistic and so ready for the life ahead of her. So what causes summer transition? Consistency, right? That is the secret sauce to this business. I say it time and time again. I don't care how much you know, but honestly, if you apply yourself every single day and you get out of your comfort zone and you are consistent every single moment, you will be very well off in this business and you will teach it. But daily consistent effort, you're working on your personal growth daily. It is a daily action that you never give up, that you know that you have to dig into this without any regard. You press play no matter what. And I will tell you, personal, experience here, doing the Insanity Max 30, the first week I was like, I don't know about this. I'm a weights girl. I love weights. So I transitioned this, I'm doing this program, but I'm still applying 3 days of weight training because that makes me happy. But now waking up at 6 a.m. and doing these workouts, I get excited. I get so excited, and it gives me more of an excuse or more of a reason to play with my puppy at 6 a.m. because, little puppies have so much energy. So 6 a.m. while I'm jumping, doing burpee lunges and everything else, she's just having a good old time, right? But honestly, it takes daily consistent effort every single second, and now I wake up excited because I've done it for over 3 weeks. But you're working on your personal growth daily. You're reading. I always suggest that you're reading, 10 pages a day, but I would also take it I think Darren Hardy always says that he reads a great book every night before he goes to bed. So he has that personal development and personal growth before he goes to bed so he sleeps better. I did that last night. I slept amazing. Okay? Try it out. But capitalizing on the right opportunities, recruiting and attracting the right people. This is where you're going to attract the most people like you, the ones that are going to be happy to do this business, the ones that are going to see what the big vision is because you are so excited about life and what you have to offer. So this is your opportunity. And I'm not saying not time to attract right now, but you have to be consistent with what you're doing every single day to reap the rewards. Time to reflect. So which season am I currently transitioning through at this very moment? I'm definitely in the fall. I have been a little more pessimistic, which is not my personality or me. It's just what I'm going through right now. But how have the seasons shaped my character? I will tell you that I have probably had more heartache than I have had happiness, but I've learned from it and I've become a stronger person. And so you have to really look back and say, oh my gosh, all this happened. It's not fair, but it's essential for my growth and for me to be a better person. And I know when I have children, I'm going to create such an amazing opportunity for them to grow with confidence and love and support because a lot of that I didn't get from my mom, So honestly, these seasons have shaped my character and who I truly am, and I'm thankful for them. How have the seasons strengthened your character? Oh my gosh, right? I hope they have. And how have the seasons enriched my experience of life? Okay, if you possibly, and I've met some coaches that say, what, I had the all-American life. My life was perfect. And I'm like, wow, okay, I think that's absolutely amazing. But it's hard for them to create life experience and see what it is like to maybe have failure. Because we grow the most when we have failure. So I'm not asking you to go out and have failure, but you have to maybe do a little more research and figure out what people do through diversity and how that helps them to grow, to really help relate to almost 95% of people that have always that have gone through heartache or just a poor life at some points. But if we had no winter, the spring wouldn't be so pleasant. If we did not taste adversity, then I can't see what that says. Well done. Oh. Can I not? Okay. Whatever that says. Can somebody read that? Can you see it? Hold on. Oh, there we go. If we had no winter, the spring would not be so pleasant. If we did not taste adversity, then prosperity would not be so welcome. Okay. So seasons are psychologically beneficial. They help us grow. They help us evolve. All experiences are either problems or opportunities. When we learn, we grow, we teach, and we consequently reap the rewards of life. Okay, I'm going to no longer share my little screen there. So I know that was kind of deep. Was it kind of deep for you guys? Hey, Whitney. So they popped on. I think the biggest thing with this is your opportunity to help coaches see what seasons they are in. So Rhonda Layton is actually Leanne, I can't ever say her last name, Giovanni, maybe, something like that, is her personally sponsored coach. And so Rhonda is a 5-star Diamond Elite coach. Leanne is, I want to say, about a 7-star, 6 or 7-star. And Rhonda taught Leanne this early into her coaching or her being a coach. And Leanne popped on and said, to be honest with you, is Beachbody offers the tools, right? The programs, the Shakeology, but you have to help your coaches define themselves and who they are, because they will learn so much through this process, more about themselves. And a lot of coaches actually fear success so much that it stumps them to be right where they're at. And I know many coaches actually fear failure. I mean, we all fear failure, but a lot of people actually fear success because they never tasted it. And they don't know what life could be like. And you are that avenue to show what is possible. You teach them what happens during seasons. You teach your coaches right now that regardless if they're not seeing the fruit of labor, that it's going to come. January 1st is our busiest season, right? So my coaches that are going for 100 no's, I tell them to hold on to their pants, because January 1st, they are the guru, the expert, and everybody that wasn't ready right now is going to jump right in and say, you know what, I'm ready. Okay, so it is all about the consistency. And I actually did a team call. I want to share this with you because I think this is so amazing. And I was asking for best practices and just a couple things that coaches, were doing. And I had a brand new coach pipe up, and she said, Brittany, this is my second month into the business. And she said, and it's 2 days before the end of the month. So this was the previous month. I think this was back in June. And she said to me, Brittany, I'm at Success Club 22. I was like, wow. I mean, all of us are like, wow, for a second month in the business, that's awesome, right? She's like, yeah, but I just kind of felt like I had to put something out there. I was like, okay, what'd you put out there? And she said, well, I decided to do a post, and it was kind of a stupid post. Didn't really make much sense. I did it at the wrong time. It was not for my target market. And honestly, I just posted this post on a Friday afternoon when I know my market isn't on there. And I posted it, and then I left my phone and I went to the pool. I was like, okay, what happened? And she said, well, 2 days later, I ended the month with Success Club 44. And I'm like, what? She said, yeah. She's like, it was all the people that I have been working with that I kept those conversations going. And all of a sudden, this silly, stupid post was like, yeah, I want her to be my coach. I want her to help me. I know. Christine's like, what? I know, right? But honestly, if you teach your coaches exactly that, those no's right now are going to be yeses later. So be ready for them. And so what I'm saying is you've got to teach your coaches to show up every single day, even if they are in fall and we're getting ready to hibernate, right? We're getting ready for this big season, but we got to create it. We got to create what's going to happen next year. So I had a couple other notes I wanted to I wrote down, but help your coaches to be successful in this transition season. Teach them there is seasons to life. There are seasons in everything, seasons in relationships. Sometimes you love your spouse and sometimes you just want to wring their neck, right? We all go through it, okay? Everything can't be perfect, but that allows us to enjoy when it is good. Take all the struggle and embrace it. And really, teach them, what am I supposed to learn? So if there's a negative moment within your team or, something, maybe there's just not enough momentum, ask them, what do we need to learn from this? And typically it's like, okay, well, you didn't work your business 30 days ago. So from here forward, let's make sure we never go through this again. Let's work our business consistently every single day so we don't feel this drought, this moment. I'm getting really dark. Sorry. There we go. Okay. Also, I think the biggest thing is honestly help your coaches define who they are. Help them. We are, Beachbody is an avenue. It is a tool to help them to get in the best shape of their life, to have amazing products, and to help people. But you have to help your coaches see who they are and help them through the seasons to really understand what this business is all about. Okay. Whew. What questions do you have? Any insight? Anything you want to add on to that? Yeah.
It's very interesting. I mean, it's so weird how this all comes together, whether it's my personal development, whether it's devotion I'm reading, or, a call. It's like, it all speaks to you as a person. And I'm sure everybody on here can say that. I deal with a lot of mental health issues, and, like you, Brittany, I think that it has made me stronger. And I've learned to look at the positive outcome versus just like dwelling in my misery. And I think that to Beachbody, because I think it's the personal development that I started when I became a coach, can change your entire outlook on life. And the other interesting thing you said about helping your coaches is I'm doing a Zoom call tomorrow night, and it's about finding your niche. I already made my notes for it, just because I think that so many of them struggle with that individuality. And, I want to teach them that, it's them that people want to work with, not a Beachbody coach. And something that I've learned a lot through trainings is like to find your 5. And so the 5 things that define you. And I think that helps them as individuals, because my niche is going to obviously be different than Brittany's, because I'm old enough to be her mom. And, different, there's people, we're all different walks of life. And so I thought that was so perfect. I know people that are going through some rough seasons right now, and I think this is very helpful for me to share with them. So thank you.
You're welcome. It was a treat to talk today. It kind of wears me out, I'll tell you. I'm used to you guys taking the reins, but it's awesome. I love I think when you teach a topic, I mean, it was so true to me yesterday when I was listening to all this, but to then go back and reteach it is amazing, because now I'm starting to understand what she talked about, and I can apply it to my life. Anybody else? Did you get anything out of it today? Anything out of this that you're kind of like, okay, this kind of makes sense, or anything that you're going to take back to your team?
Well, I think my whole team is kind of on a roller coaster, but I'm fortunate to have been in this for a solid year now, and so I just remind them that last year I was in the same. I mean, I'm in the same boat as them. Actually, it's been a hard few months, but we're doing an in-house team cup in October, and so I'm hoping that will kind of get the ball going again. And the prizes are going to be one-on-one calls from our upline. We have Christina Delgado, Becky Brose, and Kim Rosa Lima that have all agreed to do a one-on-one call with the winners. Ooh. And so I'm excited about that and getting them connected with our upline, because as you move up in the business, you realize your upline is just normal like you, but to a brand new coach, they're this like crazy superhero that has all these magical powers. And so to connect them with our upline and the top of our upline is something that they're really excited about. And I'm hoping it kind of gets our momentum going again.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chris, for sharing. Anybody else?
I just had a call. We have our team calls on Tuesday mornings, and we just did I did like a focus on the bigger picture with like my twist to it. And I just told everybody about the seasons, except for I really liked how this broke it down. I've been having this conversation with one of my coaches, and she's struggling with her kids, and it's a coaching thing, it's a kid thing, and she's a single mom, and like literally her checks put food on the table. So she's just really struggling because her time needs to be spent with her kids that are struggling and this and that. So I've been having this conversation with her about, pulling yourself out of it. And, we go through it, but you still have to, stay focused. And I just sent her like the picture of the book. And I was like, you need to go get this right now. And I need you to read the whole thing. And I think this is a really great topic to speak on, because I think it just can help so many people right now in all aspects. of life. So I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Anybody else? Breen, I know you're not, I don't know if you're there or just listening, but not, not to call you out, but, her and I had a conversation today, and she has so many coaches that are on the board for Success Club, and we have 2 days left, and she's like, what do I do, right? And I'm sure I hear it from every coach I've talked to, but I would say, honestly, this is your opportunity. Of course, I don't know why. I mean, Success Club Extreme Price is incredible, and the coaches that are jumping on it, right? And the ones that they're like, and it's like, dude, first and foremost, this could be your next program until we get, hammer and chisel. But more importantly, this could be an amazing Christmas gift. I'm just saying, but also it's the most expensive price we've ever done. So, and sometimes that just still isn't enough. And so I had a conversation with Brandon, and I'm like, you know what? It's honestly this opportunity that you go to your team and you're like, hey, you know what? Let's do a little challenge. Let's go for 100 no's, or, maybe 50 no's in the next 2 days. And you celebrate everything. I mean, every single thing. Every time somebody gets a no, yes, great job. January 1st, that is going to be your challenge or your coach. And then every time they get a challenge pack sale, you celebrate. I mean, you celebrate everything. And from there, you can create a little competitive environment. But more importantly, you say, you know what? This is going to set you up for success, not only these last 2 days of the month, but in January. And you keep those conversations going. So I know all of you coaches, we have that same conversation. So Breen, sorry to call you out on it, but we're all of our coaches right now are like just hanging on the board. They're just kind of sitting there. And it's like, what can we do to get them going and work these last 2 days of the month? Because without a doubt, the Extreme Price is amazing. But more importantly, what they do right now will set up success in October, November, December, and especially January. So if you guys need to, collaborate on how to get your team motivated, send me a message. I would love to absolutely talk about it. But try celebrating everything your coaches do and see if that can create some momentum. Okay. Everybody loves a little healthy competition, right? Dangle a little carrot. I don't know. Add something to it. Do whatever. Yeah.
I did this exact thing today, actually, when I was going between volunteering at my son's school and my daughter's. She's in preschool, and I was making a video in the car, and actually my phone keeps going off because I'm getting what I asked them to do. But I had made a video for them, and I tagged everyone who was on the board but hadn't hit Success Club yet, so ones that had the points but weren't 5 or above. And, I just gave them a little assignment, and they had to message me a list of names that they were going to reach out to in the next 24 hours. And then they need to have I said, give it a time frame. If you message 5 people and in 5 hours you hear from no one, you better pull out 5 more names. If you get 2 no's, replace those 2 no's with 2 more people. I'm sorry, it's literally
I love it.
Is it great?
Sound.
So anyway, and then the other thing I asked them was what would they do, just to even think, because I just think, like you said, people are kind of like, they're either all about the prize or they're just like, so I asked them to, in the comments of my video, talk about what they would do with their prize. What would you do with something like that? Are you going to hang on to that? Would you gift it to somebody in your downline for a big, whatever? And I was saying to them, we do a huge fundraiser at my son's school each year, and I always try to make a basket geared around this, and they put a price tag on it. I'm like, how cool is that I could make a basket this year, throw in 5 packets of Shakeology and say, this package is valued at $325 and I've spent $25, And so it's just funny because it forced them to think about how they could utilize something like that. Some of them had then especially my newer coaches had said, I hadn't even thought about just sharing that I earned something like that simply for doing my job, which is something we're all used to doing, but it was new to them. So it's funny. So I keep getting these names, that are rolling in right now of, those who are trying it. But yeah, I did,
Love it. I love that you did a video because that's so much more personable.
Yeah.
And it shows that you're right there in the trenches with the coaches, and you're doing it. I love it.
And I think it spoke to them too, because they know what my schedule is like. So there I am, doing this job ahead of all them in Success Club points, running between school and school, and so it was good for them. So yeah.
Thanks for sharing. That's awesome. Anybody else want to share anything? You guys are also quiet. It's nap time, right? Wish I could take a nap. Hey, I won't keep you guys any longer. Now you have about 25 minutes to kind of go do what you ever want to do. Oh, I want to post a video. Thanks for the info. Awesome. Awesome. And just to let you know, Whitney, we talked about this. Christine and I were saying that Christine actually started a vision board, and I'm going to do one this weekend. So thank you so much for that motivation. So I think this all kind of ties in together. So I would just challenge you now to take this back to your coaches and really just keep in mind that you are the vehicle that is going to believe in them and allow them to see the bigger picture and allow them to personally grow out of fear of success and embrace success and lead and guide others to success. And so just remind yourself that you are so valuable, that where you are at is supposed to be where you're at, right? Like me. I don't want to be at it, but you know what? I'm embracing it. I'm happier today after going through this and realizing it's okay. So I'm just going to challenge you to take this to your team because they need this so much. They need to be able to put in the work right now. And from there, you will show them what it means in January when they are the guru and they are the expert and people are reaching out to them to ask to be on board with all of this. So thank you so much for your time today. I love seeing your beautiful faces. I will see you again next week. And then Christy Lyons will be on the call actually speaking to us. So thank you so much. Have a great week, okay?
Okay.
Bye, ladies.